Let's talk about something kind of profound, how a single number, a tiny little percentage, can open up these huge questions about who we are, where we come from, and what it really means to belong.
3.5%. Just look at that number. It seems so small, so precise, almost clinical. But for a lot of people, a number just like this one is supposed to represent their entire ancestry.
And that right there, that's the whole point, isn't it? Can the very essence of who you are, the story that's literally written into your bones, actually be boiled down to a math problem?
I mean, what does that even feel like? You have this deep, undeniable connection to your heritage, but then some piece of paper, some official system just stamps it with insufficient. So to really get what's going on here, we have to look back at where this whole system of measurement even came from. Because, this wasn't some accident. It was absolutely by design.
It's called blood quantum. I mean, the name alone. Wow. It's a tool created by the US government to quantify, to track, and ultimately to control Native American identity.
And here is the really tough part to swallow. The whole point of this system wasn't to preserve anything. It was designed to dilute heritage over time. The goal was, literally, to use math to make the native population, at least on paper, just disappear.
Think about how it worked. It was all about tracking heritage on paper, right? The idea was that over time, through marriage, the numbers would just get smaller and smaller until they vanished. It was a way to justify not honoring treaties. And maybe worst of all, it was designed to make people feel like their own story was just too small to even matter.
Okay, so that's the heavy stuff. But what if we flip this whole thing on its head? What if instead of seeing that small number as what's been lost, we see it as proof of what survived? Because the truth is, any percentage, even a tiny one, is basically a miracle. It's proof. Proof that against, all the odds, colonization, displacement, systemic erasure, that lineage, that story fought its way through the centuries to get to you. I love this way of thinking about it. It's like a drop of really high-quality essential oil in a gallon of water. You can't see the drop anymore, right? But the whole jug, the whole thing, smells like cedar now. It's fundamentally changed.
Exactly. Or think of it this way. It's the salt in bread. Yeah, it's a tiny part of the recipe, but without it, the whole loaf just isn't the same. It's not about the quantity. It's about the impact it has on the whole thing.
So you can really see the two sides of the coin here. On one side, you have the bureaucratic view. It's just a fraction, on paper. A file that doesn't meet some arbitrary quota. Insufficient. But then there's the spiritual view. The real view. It's a lineage that survived. An inheritance that literally fought its way to you. It's not insufficient. It's absolutely essential.
Okay, so if we agree that this heritage is way more than just a number, then what do we do with it? How do we carry that legacy with integrity, especially if we aren't enrolled members of a tribe today? And this is maybe the most important point we'll talk about. Honoring your ancestry is not the same as claiming the current, day-to-day political struggles of people who are enrolled members. It's about walking with humility as a keeper of the memory, right? Not as the spokesperson for a life you don't actually live.
So, how do you do that? Well, here are 3 ideas, 3 principles for carrying this heritage with real purpose and respect. Let's break them down.
All right, first up, honesty over hype. This is all about being real, being honest-edged, as some would say. So instead of just a blanket claim, you lead with the specific truth of your connection. My great-grandmother was Native. There is so much dignity, so much power in just honoring the truth of it. Next, there's what we can call the kitchen table spirit. This is about focusing on the stuff no government can ever measure or take away. That spiritual inheritance, the resilience, the connection to the Creator, that feeling you get when you see something divine in a sunrise or in the soil, that's the real stuff. And last but definitely not least, be a bridge. If you feel like you have a foot in 2 different worlds, use that. Use that unique perspective. Let that small percentage of blood give you a huge capacity for empathy. Be the person who stands up for the earth, who actually listens to the stories that so many other people are trying to drown out. And I want you to really let this next one sink in. You are the answer to a prayer someone prayed in a language you don't even speak. Just, wow, think about that. You are here because someone, generations ago, endured. They hoped. They prayed for future. And you are that future. So please, don't ever let a decimal point make you feel small. Don't let it diminish your story. You belong to a lineage of survivors. So act like it. Carry that fire your ancestors started. It's still burning. And that leaves us with this final thought. It was never really about what percentage you are, was it? It's about what you do with the incredible legacy you've been given. So I'll ask you, what does your legacy ask of you?